Let's start with the next topic, discrete time Fourier transform. It's just similar to the continuous time Fourier transform, that is CTFT, where we find xt to x omega, that is continuous time domain to frequency domain. Similarly, for the discrete time Fourier transform, we have xn to x omega, that is discrete time domain to the frequency domain. Uh, if we go for the formulas, just like in CTFT, we are calculating x omega from xt, where x omega is xt, where t varies from minus infinity to infinity, e raised to power minus j omega t dt. Similarly, in DTFT, we have x omega, that is equals to xn summation varies from minus infinity to infinity, e raised to power minus j omega n. Here it is summation because n is discrete. And when we calculating inverse CTFT, so xt is equals to, we have x omega and omega varies from minus infinity to infinity, 1 by 2 pi integration omega is equals to minus infinity to infinity, e raised to power plus j omega t dt d omega. While calculating inverse DTFT, we have xn is equals to 1 by 2 pi summation integration x of omega and e raised to power j omega and d omega. We are calculating discrete time Fourier transform or inverse discrete time Fourier transform, but why we are writing integration sign? Because this one is important one, because x omega in discrete time Fourier transform will results always continuous and periodic signal. So while calculating inverse of that one, we have to go for the integration because the signal is continuous. Okay, so take care of this thing. Let's start with the example. First example is xn is equals to a raised to power n un. Find out dtft. So we know the formula of Fourier transform, discrete time Fourier transform. X omega is equals to summation n varies from minus infinity to infinity, a raised to power n un, e raised to power minus j omega n. Now we know that un is equals to 1 for n greater than equals to 0. So this summation will convert n is equals to 0 to infinity, a raised to power n into 1 into e raised to power minus j omega. Just simply open the summation, put out the value of n from 0 to infinity. It will give you infinite GP series, and the sum for infinite GP series is a upon 1 minus r with mod of r less than 1. So answer will be 1 upon 1 minus r. R is a e raised to power minus j omega with mod of r. Mod of r will be a e raised to power minus j omega mod. So we know that mod of e raised to power minus j omega is cos square theta plus sin square theta under root, that is equals to 1. So we can write it as mod of a less than 1. Second example is on the basis of first one, xn is equals to half raised to power n un. Find out dtft. We know that a raised to power n un having dtft is 1 upon 1 minus a e raised to power minus j omega with mod of less than 1. So here a is half. So x omega we can write that is equals to 1 upon 1 minus half e raised to power minus j omega. Okay, with mod of a less than 1. Next question is important one. Xn is equals to 2 raised to power n un. Find out dtft. So on the basis of the last to last question, we can write down x omega is equals to 1 upon 1 minus 2 e raised to power minus a j omega, with where 2 is not less than 1. So this case is not possible in discrete time Fourier transform. Take care of this thing. Now if we replace e raised to power minus j omega by z, so a raised to power n un we know already done in the last unit, that is equals to z upon z minus a for mod of a less than 1. Let's come on to the next question. X of n is equals to a raised to power n, where n is mod of n is given. Find out dtft and a is less than 1. Now we have mod of n. Mod of n means n will be positive and n will be negative. So two cases are there, when n is greater than equals to 0 and when n is less than 0, that is negative. N is greater than equals to 0 means what? 0 to infinity. Less than 0 means what? Minus infinity to minus 1. So xn will be, in uppercase it will be a raised to power n un. In lower case it will be minus infinity to minus 1 will be represented by u of minus n minus 1, and n is negative, therefore a raised to power minus n. Okay, so xn is a raised to power n un plus a raised to power minus n u of minus n minus 1. So answer for first part is 1 upon 1 minus a e raised to power minus j omega. For second part it is 1 upon 1 minus 1 by a e raised to power minus j omega. Okay, so some add both the parts and we will get 1 minus a square upon 1 minus 2a cos omega plus a square with mod of a less than 1. If I go for the similar case for the Z transform, so first part will be Z upon Z minus A, second part will be Z upon Z minus 1 by A. First ROC is mod of R is greater than, second one is less than, so ROC will be from A to 1 by A. So we know that DTFT will exist if it includes a unit circle. Okay, let's come to the second example. A raised to power minus n u of minus n. U of minus n means what? For n is equals, this value is 1, for n is less than equals to 0. So summation varies from minus infinity to minus 0, sorry, minus infinity to 0, a raised to power minus n into 1 e raised to power minus j omega n. We can write minus infinity to 0, that means n having negative value, or we can write 0 to infinity multiply whole n with the negative sign. So we will get a e raised to power j omega whole positive n. So open the summation, we will get a e raised to power j omega whole raised to power 0 and up to infinity. Again, it's a GP series, infinite GP series, so sum is a upon 1 minus r with mod of r less than 1. So 1 upon 1 minus a e raised to power j omega with mod of a less than 1. Come on to the next question. Xn is equals to a raised to power minus n u of minus n minus 1. Now u of minus n minus 1 is equals to 1 for n is equals to less than equals to 1, that is minus infinity to minus 1. Put out the limits, a raised to power minus n 1 e raised to power minus j omega n. Now again make a whole power minus n, a e raised to power j omega whole raised to power minus n, or I multiply n with the negative sign, 1 to infinity a raised to power j omega positive n. Open the summation, you will get infinite GP series and sum is a upon 1 minus r with mod of r less than 1. Similarly, we can write x omega is equals to a e raised to power j omega upon 1 minus a e raised to power j omega with mod of a less than 1. Okay, so next question will be find out the DTFT for xn is equals to del of n. Now we know that del of n is equals to area under the curve is 1 for n is equals to 0, else its value is 0. So summation will only exist for only n is equals to 0, del of n e raised to power 0, del of n is 1, so e raised to power 0 is also 1, so x of omega will be 1. Here we will get the discrete time Fourier transform as 1. Now few questions are given, you have to solve this question. 4 questions are there. First one is xn is equals to del of n minus 2, find out DTFT. Second one is a rectangular pulse, that is xn is equals to 1 from minus n1 to plus n1, that is mode of n. Mode of n means negative value also and positive value also. Minus n1 to n1, its value is 1, find out the DTFT. Third question is triangular pulse, 0 its value is 3, 1 and minus 1 its value is 2, 2 and minus 2 its value is 1, 3 and minus 3 its value is 0, find out the DTFT. And next question and last question is sawtooth pulse, for its value is 0 for 0, for 1 and minus 1 it's 1, 2 and minus 2 it's 2 and minus 2, and 3 and minus 3 its value is 3 and 3. Okay, minus 3, sorry. So calculate the DTFT of following signals.